So I was browsing X, casually stumbling upon cat videos and rage baiting, and all of a sudden, this appeared on my timeline. And it's not that it was shocking, but you can see truly bizarre stuff in that platform, but then I noticed, this is Jenna Ortega, an actress who used to look like this. And yes, the fact that she's got no eyebrows in this picture is unsettling enough, but what I really want to focus on is her cheeks, and a major abomination that plastic surgeons have been pushing for some time: buccal fat removal. And buccal fat removal is what happens when an unsuspecting woman is browsing Instagram at 2 a.m., looks at all these celebrities' faces, and for some reason that I cannot explain, one thought forms in her mind: how to make my cheeks look like I've been living on nothing but sadness and kombucha for 6 months. For so much women empowerment, we have way too many women paying money to look like they have been perpetually suffering from a Victorian wasting disease. And worst of all, this is considered as some pinnacle of beauty. Now, buccal fat removal is a surgical procedure that's basically like taking a scoop out of your face ice cream and throwing it in the garbage. Except you can never put it back, and also it might make you look like the crypt keeper with Sephora. Buccal fat sounds like some F-tier hip-hop artist, but it's actually just the fat pads in your cheeks that make you look, human. These little cushions serve very important purposes, like helping you chew food without your face collapsing inward like a deflated balloon, and maintaining that pesky, youthful appearance that apparently went out of style sometime around when women decided that looking perpetually exhausted was aspirational. Think of buccal fat as your face's natural airbags. They're there for structural support, just like how your car's airbags are there to prevent your skull from becoming intimately acquainted with the steering wheel. And just like you probably shouldn't remove your car's airbags because they look bulky, maybe, and I'm just spitballing here, you should not remove the structural support from your face either. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who thinks that a healthy face should not look like a Halloween decoration. But also, as a guy, the body language guy, as a man, I feel compelled to give you the most important opinion about this. No single straight man likes how women look after they do this to their faces. None, not a single one. So keep that in mind. Now, let's pretend for a moment that you saw Ortega's face change and you said, wow, I absolutely want to look like that. The actual surgery is refreshingly straightforward, which should be your first red flag. Because any procedure that fundamentally alters your appearance and can be done in 30 minutes should make you more nervous than Kamala Harris on a Fox News interview. Or any interview for that matter. But here's how it works. A surgeon makes an incision inside your mouth, locates your buccal fat pads, and just removes them. It's like going full Marie Kondo inside your pie hole, except instead of getting rid of all magazines, you're permanently discarding parts of your face that evolution spent millions of years perfecting. The whole thing takes about as long as a Seinfeld episode, costs around $2,500, and the results are permanent. You know what else is permanent? Tattoos of your ex's name, and at least those can be lasered out of existence. But how in the Jocelyn Wildenstein did we get here? Well, it all started innocently enough with makeup contouring in the 2010s. People discovered they could use cheap drugstore makeup to create the illusion of cheekbones that could cut glass. But apparently, spending 5 minutes with a makeup brush was too much work, so naturally, we escalated to injectable fillers. Still not enough? Enter buccal fat removal. Because temporary solutions are boring when you want to look like handsome Squidward all the time. But it was none other than one of the worst celebrities in the history of humankind, Chrissy Teigen, when in 2022 she became one of the few to openly admit to having the procedure, which was like accidentally starting a zombie apocalypse by mentioning "you have a weird bite mark." Suddenly, everyone was playing detective with the before and after photos, trying to figure out which vapid celebrities had joined the "my face looked like it was designed by Tim Burton" club. The problem is that celebrities have teams of people whose job it is to make them look good no matter what surgical disasters they have inflicted upon themselves. They have professional photographers, lighting specialists, and makeup artists who could make a scarecrow look like a supermodel. You, on the other hand, I don't want to sound harsh, but all you have is fluorescent office lighting, a phone camera that makes your nose look like the size of Texas, and worst of all, a couple female friends and one gay friend who all of them agree that you would look wonderful if you looked like you just took a sip from the wrong chalice.
He chose poorly.
But this is not a local phenomenon, because thanks to social media, Instagram and TikTok have created a generation of women who think the human face should have features so sharp they could be classified as illegal in the UK. Oi, mate, you got a license for those chicks? But here's the thing about social media. It is not real. What is very real is the things that can go wrong. And let's start with the fun stuff that can happen right away. First, nerve damage. The buccal nerve runs through the area being operated on, which means that there's a chance you could end up with a numbness, tingling, or partial paralysis in parts of your face. Imagine trying to explain to your boss that you cannot give presentations anymore because half of your face is offline. Second, infections, because for some reason, beauty enhancement rhymes with a festering wound. That doesn't rhyme, but it is a risk. Whatever. Number 3, asymmetry. One cheek could end up more hollow than the other, giving you that coveted Picasso portrait look. But here's where things get really fun. Remember when I mentioned that buccal fat provides structural support? Well, as you age, your face naturally loses volume. When you remove that structural support in your 20s or 30s, you're basically fast-forwarding your face to its 50-year-old self. The result? Premature, sagging, hollow cheeks that make you look like you're constantly sucking on a lemon, and an overall appearance that screams, "I made some questionable life choices." It's like taking out a payday loan against your future face. Sure, you get what you want now, but you're going to pay for it later with interest. And worst of all, unlike most cosmetic procedures, buccal fat removal is permanent. When dermal fillers go wrong, they eventually dissolve. When Botox goes wrong, it wears off. When buccal fat removal goes wrong, you're stuck with the results until either medical science advances enough to grow you a new face or you die, whichever comes first. It's like deleting your backup files and then realizing you actually needed them. Except that instead of losing your vacation photos, you have lost the structural integrity of the thing that people pay the most attention to, your face. Buccal fat removal is the cosmetic surgery equivalent of cutting off your nose to spite your face, except in this case is literally cutting parts of your face to spite your nose. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem driven by beauty standards that will be as relevant in 10 years as flip phones are today. Except the classic Motorola Razr, I still miss it. But well, the most beautiful women are not the ones chasing every trend. They are the ones who understand that true beauty comes from enhancing what you already have, not from removing parts of yourself to fit into someone else's idea of perfection. So before you decide to surgically alter your face to look like a social media filter, maybe ask yourself, do I really want to look back in 10 years and realize I permanently changed my appearance to chase a beauty trend that lasted about as long as the Tide Pod's craze and was as retarded? Your future self will thank you for keeping your face aimed tight. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.